Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Fantasy Cup in the Great League, and let's see what team we're running here today. We're running the Galarian Stunfisk with the Tapu, Fini, and Azumarill here. So it does make sense. The team-wise, it's just an ABB double water in the back. Here we are faced with a... Okay, we did get swapped on, and we are going to be throwing a Rock Slide, kind of a chip damage, and then we're going to dip into our Azumarill right here. Essentially, that was their safe swap, but also it was good in our sense that we are going to chip away at this. And we should have the advantage because we have our own Azumarill to match it. We do have the health advantage, obviously, and we are going to be able to tank this play rough. We're going to go for our own play rough right here. This play rough will barely not take it out, but I guess that's one more extra bubble, which could come in handy. Let's see what they bring back in. And they are bringing back in, what is that, the Dene? Yeah, it is a Dedenne. Interesting pick right here. It is going to be able to dominate this Azumarill here. But this Azumarill is going to be able to get an Ice Beam off. Oh, it looks like we could have gotten a Play Rough. So, a little bit of a missed out on some damage right there. But we're going to go and sacrifice our Stunfisk. And then we're going to go with our Tapu Fini. This Tapu Fini is going to have to consider shielding here. We do get baited, unfortunately. And so... let's see how we do here. Are we going to be able to survive this draw run? Let's find out. We are able to survive it. We're going to get to this Surf right here. This Surf does get shielded by our opponent. We're trying to farm down, and no, that does not happen. We don't get the farm down right there. So we are not able to beat that team right there. Unfortunate. On to the next game. All right, let's see here. When Azumarill lead here, we're going to switch out into our own Azumarill. Let's see if they switch out at any point. Right now, they most likely have the play rough. Yep, makes sense. And they revealed that they have the Bastiodon. Bastiodon in the back here is going to be better for us, as we basically have two counters, the Stunfisk and the Tapu Fini for this Bastiodon. Unfortunately, our Azumarill does not know Hydro Pump, so that is the one weakness. So we are going to be able to get to this Ice Beam right here for a little bit more chip damage. And at this point, we're going to try our best to farm down with this Stunfisk. Let's see if we can farm this Bastiodon down from the yellow. We are going to have to overcharge. We are already at the 100 energy, and we're going to have to take an extra flamethrower right there, unfortunately. Here we're going to go for a Earthquake versus this Azumarill. This Azumarill does shield. Okay. And now we're going to switch into our Tapu Fini. They throw a move here. Ends up being the Play Rough. We do shield the correct Play Rough. And then here, they try to catch a move, but we were going to throw Moonblast anyways, and boom goes that Dragonair. That Dragonair goes completely out of sight. And then here, we're going to have to shield this, and we're basically going to try to bait and try to get enough energy to go for a Moonblast. But we're going to try to catch a move first, and we do catch a move, perfectly timed. This Play Rough energy goes to waste. We are able to get to another Moonblast here to take out this Azumarill. So only way we win that is we catch that move. And catching that move wasn't that obvious because they actually threw it on weird timing. Okay, and here, let's see what we are going to do for this next game here. We're going to have the Stunfisk versus the Azumarill again. So this is going to be a switch out again. Let's see if we can bait out anything in the back. Looks like they're going to stay in, throwing a probable Play Rough, and that's exactly what happens. We're going to throw our Play Rough kind of on weird timing here. This is just to get at least some damage off, but it looks like they're staying in at this point, kind of revealing that they do not want to send this Azumarill in the back. So not a lot of details right now on what they have in the bag, but we probably can expect that there's no Registeel. Okay, and then we're going to catch a Play Rough here. Okay, so it makes sense here. Lucario in the back here is going to not look forward to facing our backline. And it is perfect because we do get this Stunfisk out of the way. The Stunfisk does get a shield out of this Lucario. And now we can see if we can come back in with our Azumarill. We're going to throw... okay, they're going to throw a move first. We're going to let this go. Ends up being another Power-Up Punch. And... we have enough energy for a Play Rough here. This Play Rough will do some good damage. It does get the last shield from our opponent here. We're going to switch out into the Tapu Fini. This Tapu Fini is going to have to shield here. It ends up being the Power-Up Punch again. But then they switch out into their Azumarill. We know this Azumarill here has some energy left over, but we're going to save that energy. We're going to save this shield, and we're going to see what they have in the back. They come back in with a Mawile here, a Shadow Mawile. So unfortunately for them, we do have 2 serves ready, and this is going to take out this Mawile pretty easily. And then we're going to get this Lucario low enough so that our Azumarill can 1 bubble and take it out right there. So GG's to our opponent. They ended up being pretty weak to the Tapu Fini in the back right there, or even double weak to the Azumarill in the back. So that's why they did not switch out. So next game here, we're going to be met with a Shadow Sandslash. This is running Powder Snow, fast move. So it is chunking away. They do switch into the Azumarill and they try to catch a move. But we're going to save that energy for later, and we're going to match them with our own Azumarill. This Azumarill here, unfortunately, is behind in energy, so they're always going to be able to get to their moves first. And that's good or bad. Let's see if we're going to be able to get this low enough for a potential farm down somehow, some way. We're both throwing play rows at each other right now. We're both into the red now, so now we're just going to have to throw a move. They do catch a move, ends up being our Ice Beam. This Ice Beam does, do a little bit of chip damage, but it is kind of a waste of energy. They're going to throw a Drill Run right there. We're going to show the correct Drill Run. And we're going to throw the Surf to take out that... Oh. So they did a great job of maintaining their shields, and they do end up having the Registeel in the back here. This Registeel is going to have a ton of options. We're going to have to shield here. We do not survive the debuff. We do get the attack debuff, so our only choice here is to go for Surf here and try to use up some time so we can switch out. We try to switch right there. Unfortunately, it did not happen. We do tank another Zap Cannon right there, and we're going to go for this Rock Slide right here because we need shields down. We do end up getting that Registeel low, and we do go for a Rock Slide right here, and it does get the last shield from our opponent. Our opponent does end up shielding. They had a play up ready, and looks like they're going to be able to get to another move here. So well played by my opponent right there, running the classic Registeel Azumarill core right there, and then with the Sandslash in the back right there. Unfortunately, not able to beat that team. That Sandslash kind of was a core breaker. All right, here we have a better lead. We do finally find the Registeel in the right spot. We're going to go for this Earthquake here for some big damage or some shield. And then our opponent here is going to be throwing a Focus Blast. So we're going to shield right here. So pretty even right now, but we can have a slight advantage. Our opponent here is going to throw a move that go for the Zap Cannon, anticipating a swap. Unfortunately for them, we do not swap, and we do not get the debuff right here. I mean, we do have a little bit of a debuff. It doesn't allow us to farm down. It forces us to shield right here, and they're going to switch out immediately. It's going to be met with a Ferrothorn. This Ferrothorn is really good against our 2 water types here, so we're going to do our best to do as much damage as possible. We go for the Ice Beam right here, does neutral damage. This Ferrothorn is going to be able to farm up a ton of energy. We do get into the red at least. We know that they're going to be using a Power Whip right here. We know that they have another move. So we're going to go into our Stunfisk here, try to throw a Rock Slide immediately. We do get the shield, which is great. We were 1 fast move away from getting to another Rock Slide. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. We do survive, though. We're going to save that energy, and then we're going to switch into our Tapu Fini against their Escavalier. And they do have the Acid Spray version, so they're trying to debuff us, and unfortunately for them, we get a huge Surf to go through. We're forcing them to use some energy before they get fainted. This Power Whip will take us out, but fortunately for us, we do have a Rock Slide safe, and this is going to KO this Ferrothorn at the perfect time. So GG's to our opponent right there. Man, that was looking very dire with that Ferrothorn kind of really strong in the back. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.